that's what we play.
Yeah, I might have to. Hey, come on in.
They're going out. I think they're going out to yeah, hey y'all, come on in. We talking about some good stuff tonight, of course.
Yes, I'm ready to get into it. First of all, I want to say it's the weekend. Everybody enjoy themselves, have a great time.
Yes.
You know, I find as men, our beautiful queens,
Right,
we all enjoy ourselves.
Yes, I married couples, I single couples, I don't know couples, whatever. You know?
Even if you're not a couple, just do you.
Right.
I don't know what Miss Danielle talking about.
I mean, I was speaking for the couple.
I got y'all. You know me.
I know, but it's, you know,
That's an open relationship.
yeah, right.
Okay.
That's an open relationship.
Hey, beautiful men and women.
That is.
So honestly, I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna find out who's joining us in a second. We love y'all.
Yes, hey,
so
y'all.
if you don't know where we've been, you know, you need to keep up because we every other Saturday at 10:30. Okay.
Right.
All right. So you already know what it is. It's a platform for men and women to come together. We already know we keep it real and raw on the raw.
Right.
Right. As always, it's a judgment-free zone. No judgment or negativity will be allowed. If you see it, you be clean and blocked.
Yes, and always here on Kick It Raw every other Saturday. By the way, last Saturday we were supposed to be on, we had our 1 year anniversary, okay?
Yes.
So that's what we were going to celebrate in our 1 year of being in business. But again, every other Saturday at 10:30 sharp, okay? Kick It Raw will be on here. You know, talk about the latest topics and discussions. Miss D give you the hot tea. We talk about whatever, you know, to share and bring light on any subject that matter. Again, trauma, sexual education, family, whatever. We will always discuss it here on Kick It Around, as always, okay?
Yes, and as always, it's your girl D with the hottest tea. Before I jump into it, I'm going to switch it up tonight because y'all know I love jumping right into it.
Right,
But
right.
since we've been, you know, missing for a minute, missing y'all, how everybody been doing, how y'all ladies been, how y'all week been, everything.
So I just want to say, first of all, I love when I'm on camera speaking to my viewers and supporters. I love y'all so much. Mwah. So I am doing good, but I do look how I feel. I look a mess, but I still look good, Joe. Don't get it twisted. But
You look a mess, but you look good.
right. Thank you.
I'm confused.
Yes. What I'm saying is that for the last 2 weeks, oh my gosh, I've been so busy, and I really haven't took that time to just breathe. So I just feel like really exhausted and tired, and I really look like blah. Okay.
Well, you don't
look like
Oh, thank you, ladies. You ladies are beautiful as always.
girl.
So how are you feeling, Miss D?
I'm feeling good. I'm happy to be back, you know, happy to be giving that tea, you know.
Oh wow. But do you own lip gloss?
Yes, I love it.
All right, make sure you get that lip gloss, baby. All right, what's going on with you, Miss Danielle?
Just living. Just living
Right.
life.
I don't know. What happened to your hair? All right.
Okay, let me tell y'all, just in case y'all
Yeah,
want
can
to
we
crack jokes on my
Because we really wrong.
on
I
my
wanna
hair.
go.
Okay, you know, I did get a blowout today, but I hit the streets with the sun, and that was all over, okay? And I didn't really have time to twerk it, so that is what's going on with the head, okay? So just letting y'all know.
But me personally, I'm gonna say like I love natural hair, ladies.
Right.
Please wear your natural hair. Wear those froze. Show the thickness. Love it. I love it.
Right, yeah, I'm all natural. I've been natural for some years now. You know, about the natural. The humidity just don't work, okay?
Right, enough for you, Miss Danielle. Miss Lee. Miss Lee, how are you doing, beautiful?
I'm doing really good.
Yes.
It's a booked in business, so it's just
Yes.
But I'm doing good.
So first of all, the ladies of Raw have been very booked and busy. Shout out to all our supporters, all our viewers.
Yes.
We love y'all. Shout out to the ones in the community that's reaching out to us.
Right.
You know, we love y'all. We're going to keep doing what we do. Of course, stay tuned. Don't forget, you already know, Raw Cafe, Breakfast on the Run.
Yes.
Once a week, tune in. Hit us up, 540-986-5464. It's once a week, fresh, homemade, everything. And we also do Sunday dinner once a month. All right. I just want to put that out there. Let's get into it. Who here? We love y'all.
Have fun. And hey, ladies.
Hey.
Hey, Tiffany.
Hey, Tiffany.
So I ain't gonna leave y'all waiting no longer. I'm gonna go ahead and hop right into the hot tea.
Okay.
So, Dr. Dre. Have y'all been paying attention? Earlier this month, Dr. Dre's oldest daughter, LaTanya Young, she did an interview and came out and speaking on the fact that her and her 4 children were homeless and living out of a car. Wow. She was doing several odds and end jobs, like I think she was doing Grubhub and Uber Eats at the same time, while also being a warehouse worker, and still just wasn't making enough. Her children were living with friends, different friends. She hadn't talked to Dr. Dre in like 2 years because he cut her off, because she did an interview basically exposing their relationship and everything like that. So the only contact she has with him is through his team and his attorney. So since then, she still hasn't had any support, but she has made a GoFundMe page asking for $50,000 to get a roof over her and her children's head. So far, she's raised $2,144. So how do y'all feel about this? Her being Dr. Dre's daughter, being homeless with grandkids, and he don't even want her to do, like, won't even talk to the grandkids at all either.
So my question is, what led to this? Do you know?
Right. Yeah,
I just know that he was taking care of her and supporting her before the 2 years, and once basically she did this interview, he cut all ties, financial support, everything.
So she did an interview 2 years ago, right? And then
okay. What was this interview about? Do you know?
It was basically about like their relationship, and she's like basically an estranged daughter. I know basically he didn't like what she said in the interview.
Why would you speak on someone in that manner that's taking care of you and your kids?
Exactly. She messed up her own thing.
I guess
honestly,
even though he was helping her, I think it might have been some issues going on in the relationship, and she spoke on it. And
well, that's understandable. But again, if somebody's, why would you bite the hand that feed you if you can't feed your own self? Right. You know, especially if you're not ready for
that's, as y'all can see, my face has been stuck this whole time. What do you mean, how do I feel? I don't feel any type of way at all. I don't feel no type of way at all. I just feel like you're a grown adult, whether you're Dr. Dre's daughter or not, or whatever. You have to provide and take care of the kids that you lay down and made. 4 kids. Okay, you lay down and made these children. Number one. Right, and then it's like,
I mean, he might got 4, but them, not them.
I'm talking about her kids.
Yeah, her kids. Right.
I just feel like for me, period, point blank, it's just like you're a grown adult.
Right.
So can you tell me why she doesn't have, you know, things in order for her and her babies?
I guess whatever happened so abruptly, whatever, and she didn't have money saved. But
what you mean?
She basically
said whatever happened. What do you mean?
Basically, when he cut her off, the relationship.
So she didn't save any money.
So you're telling me? So hold on, I can't even entertain.
So she saved no. Okay, so she saved no money. Although her father was taking care of her fully and her kids, you mean to tell me at no point in time that she think to put up some money?
And not only that, it's like if he cut all ties with you, why don't you have a job or income?
She does have a job and income. She just still can't afford the cost of living in California.
So probably, I guess they said they had a strange relationship. So she probably felt obligated that he needs to take care of her. So he was doing that. And then once whatever happened, I don't know, we're not in their life, but whatever happened, you know, caused that breakdown. Now she's out looking crazy because she wasn't providing in the first place for a kid.
Who wants to be used?
Right.
And honestly, if you're taking care of somebody and they're making no progress to take care of themselves, do you really want to continue to take care of that person?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people are basically, he received a lot of backlash. People saying he was wrong, like that's your daughter. Why is she out here homeless? You got all this money and everything else.
One thing I can say that, you know, a lot of times celebrities and people that's of stature, they do get blamed for their other relatives being on the streets and so forth. But really, that's not their job to take care of you. Especially if you have kids. Yes, if that's their granddad and they got money, they can definitely, I can say, make sure that the children are straight. I know I would definitely do that, but that's not their job to take care of your responsibilities in your life and whatever else.
If a rich person.
So I just want to speak and say, first of all, the reason why I don't have much to say is one, it's not your parents' job, or like Ms. Danielle said, anyone else is provide for a grown adult, whether they are successful, rich, or whatever. You know, whatever they do should be just a plus. Okay.
Right.
So if whatever you did was disrespectful, and you know Dr. Dre was providing and doing for you as, you know, the father or as your father, then one, you should never mess that up. Now, if it got to that point where you had to go do an interview, then that means that you publicly embarrassed him. And whatever happened after that interview, it got to that level. So at this point, just own your shit, be a mother, and take care of your babies. That's how I look at it. Like, what is the problem? Honestly, I don't feel no type of way. Just do what you gotta do for your kids.
I think
first of all, you should have been taking care of your kids from the beginning. You have 4 children. That you
4?
So you can say 4?
Yeah, she had 4.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they're living in a car. But my thing.
Excuse me, where are these kids' fathers?
No, she's living in the car. Her children are living with different friends.
Excuse me?
Okay, all right.
So they're not in that
Okay,
car
this
with
teen
her.
is a
Well, I
lie.
don't know this lady, but it sounds like she's unstable.
They're living with
and if
friends.
she is unstable,
Did
I
you
don't
just
know.
say friends?
Different friends.
They're
Not the
with
father or
But
any
clearly
family
the fathers
members.
are not in the picture.
I don't know. I don't know the
I
story.
can't say, but yes, they're staying
Well,
with
yeah, you're
friends.
right. We
And
don't
So
know.
you mean
she's
to tell
living out
me?
the car trying to save her money.
I just have a question.
I know some people
I just
fall
have one
short
question.
and things happen in life. If that was
Things
her
are
situ-
going to
if
happen.
that was her
Fine.
situation, then I hope that she come out. She does it to help. But if that wasn't the situation and she was basically not upstanding parent as she should have been, then that's on her. So excuse me. Whew.
Well, I know she's been working 3 jobs and everything, trying to make ends meet to come up with money and provide.
Okay, it's
But I have
parents
a
that work
question.
3 jobs all the time.
But I have a question. We've been in a pandemic.
So she's working 3 jobs. Okay.
What
The
she
T-
got? She
the
got
T
4
ends.
kids.
The T ends here. No, like, if you're working 3 jobs, come on now.
Well, first of all, we
Like,
got 3 stimulus
3
checks.
stimulus checks.
We got
Child tax
child
credit.
tax credit. She got 4, so that means
Food stamps.
She getting
probably.
whatever, at least $2,000-$3,000, whatever it may be, and etc. Yeah,
I just feel she needs to relocate because basically what the issue is, from what I read in the interview, is she can't afford the cost of living in California, which it is a high cost of living. But I feel you should relocate if that's the issue.
And you should provide for your kids.
Yeah, she definitely should relocate.
I just feel like I have no other comments for this tea. That tea was a lot for me, y'all, because I just didn't understand. I mean, do I feel like Dr. Dre is wrong? No, he's not. Apparently, it was his choice to, you know, stop assisting and doing whatever he was financially. I feel like at that point, just step up and do what you gotta do. That's been
Right. But y'all tell us what y'all think, okay?
Let's go
Yeah.
ahead, check
Our
out
Dr. Dre.
comment.
That tea has been spilled, y'all.
Well, thank you, Miss Dave.
now that tea is running over. Like that tea is rolling.
Running over and bubbling.
All right. So Miss Tiffany said, "Hey, ladies."
Hey.
Hey, we love you, friend.
And Tika said, "That's enough for a place. It might not be the best for her kids. However, he as an adult doesn't owe her anything. As a father, he shouldn't treat his daughter like a stranger. Hopefully she gets her life together and they work on their relationship without the public opinion. The situation is not a good look for either of them."
Right.
Right, and
I
I also
agree.
want to speak on that.
I definitely agree.
I also want to speak on that. A lot of people look at it as, oh, you know, this your mother, your father, your sibling, whoever. I feel like I'm going to treat you exactly the way you deserve to be treated. Your title does not validate your position in my life. I just want to throw that out
Go
there.
ahead, say what you always say.
Remove the title, and what do you have? So, I mean, okay, that's her father, but so, like, apparently he had to detach himself from that situation. And, you know, maybe they'll fix it in the end, but some things just need to be where they at.
Right.
You know, nobody wants to not be, you know, a father, mother, sibling, unless you just a fucked up individual.
Right.
I mean, people want to be with their family and loved ones, but sometimes detachment is best. And apparently this interview she did caused problems. I don't know the interview, but I want to see it.
Did the interview? Like, was it something else that was going on?
Well, she definitely had to get paid for that.
Right. Maybe she was trying for money and she got paid. Especially if it was that caused problems.
Or it could have been something else going on that she said that he didn't appreciate. Maybe he was helping her and taking care of her kids as hush money, and she basically spoke on it in that interview, and he didn't appreciate it and cut her off. We don't know what was going on behind closed doors.
Right. I don't know, y'all.
I'm just,
I don't got enough.
yeah, me either.
But just take care of your kids.
You never know. That's all I'm gonna say. You never know.
Right. Anyway.
You never know. All right, y'all. So I'm just gonna let y'all know right now it's going to get deep tonight. You know, we always keep it real and raw. We always have a variety of topics, but tonight's topic is why does trauma feel so lonely?
Why does
that's a
trauma feel so lonely? Trauma, loneliness.
I'm gonna let that sit in for a second. Okay.
And thank you, beautiful people, for joining
Yes,
us.
definitely.
We love y'all.
The topic tonight is why does trauma feel so lonely? I'm gonna go ahead with the first question of the night if y'all ladies are ready. The first question is, have you experienced trauma, and if so, how did it affect you? Have you experienced trauma, and if so, how did it affect you?
All right, I think we can go ahead and start. By the way, like we said, when we're doing these topics, it's very sacred, it's very deep. Sometimes, it can cause a lot of emotions and feelings. This is a judgment-free zone, by the way. Please do not write any hateful comments. Support each other, uplift each other. Let's heal together. That's what I want to say. So let's go ahead and get into it. Ms. D, if you want to go ahead and start.
Can you repeat that first question for me?
The first question is, have you experienced trauma, and if so, how did it affect you?
Yes, I have. I've experienced family trauma, and as far as affecting me, it's affected me in several different ways. It affected the way I think, the way I move, the way I do things, the way I handle situations with other people. It's also affected the way I look at things. Let's see, what else has it affected? It's affected my healing process and things. It's also made me blind to certain things that I don't notice or haven't seen or noticed. It's caused issues in relationships with other people, and I also realized it caused me to continue to deal with pain over and over again. And I've also dealt with a pain of my grandmother, losing her, and that one mostly affected me with a lot of guilt, so I usually don't think about it.
Thank you, Ms. A. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Ms. A.L., if you want to go next.
Yes, before I answer the question, I just wanted y'all to think about the aspect of trauma and loneliness.
Yes, please.
Why does that feel lonely? For me, when I speak of that statement that Ms. Shanali had introduced as far as for our topic, for me, because I feel like when you're going through the trauma, you feel like nobody understands, nobody gets it, or if someone has even been in a similar situation, it's not your exact situation. So, and plus, you're going through it internally, you're going through it amongst yourself. Even if you have support around you and et cetera, they don't truly know how you're dealing with it and how you're feeling within inside. So I think that's the loneliness aspect of it for me. And now going to back to the first question of have I experienced trauma and has it affected me? Yes, I've experienced lots of different traumas. loss of family, loss of self, loss of sight of what I got going on in my present, future, loss of, just not even all of my loss, just like, I don't know how to explain it. I've experienced lots of different traumas, and they have affected me in different ways, whether it's how I communicate with people. I've noticed definitely a lot of my traumas had me guarded, in how I communicated with others, how I emotionally detached from others or detached from things that maybe other people consider major, and I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Trauma has surfaced in my life in plenty of ways. I see things that I've experienced amongst, my parents, or better yet, how my parents reacted to maybe traumas. I see those in my own self. It just resurfaced, and I think once you notice things and guide yourself, or start noticing things about yourself, then you're able to pick up, oh, okay, I see why I do that, or this is how, has came to my adulthood, or whatever the case may be. You'll be able to subconsciously notice those, and then you should be able to fix those. It might be a process, but you should definitely be able to fix those. Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Danielle. I love that. So I just want to say that was very deep, coming from Miss D and Miss Danielle, different points of view,
Right.
Total different trauma experiences. So
Right.
we're going to go ahead and get into the comments, because usually we all four go. Let's see if anybody left a comment, and then I'll go.
Yes. Miss Tika said, I don't like being vulnerable and opening up, so trying to explain my trauma made me bottle it up, and then when talking to close friends about it, I would realize I wasn't over it and never really dealt with my emotions. I learned to cry, talk, sleep on whatever I'm dealing with, and then try to find a way to make peace with it mentally so that I don't hurt people around me. Trauma definitely changes how you think and process, and how you trust yourself in situations dealing with family, friends, and relationships. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
She's something.
You just hit it on the nail.
You did, definitely did.
You just hit it on the nail.
Yeah.
Friend, I think nothing was missed out of
Right.
that, because that's really, really true, and it's
And
so
I love
surreal. It's so
And I was
surreal.
getting
Yeah, she's-
chills.
Yeah.
I love that she put the fact that you try not to hurt others.
Mhm.
But on the opposite side, I probably did hurt others and I didn't care. So some people try not to hurt others, and sometimes it may have been intentionally, or it just may be that I don't care. A lot of times I'm just like, I don't care. That's on you if you feel that way, or whatever, So it can go both ways.
Or sometimes when you try not to hurt somebody, but you've been affected by trauma, and you still end up hurting people even though you try not to.
Right.
Right. Yeah. So what do y'all think, ladies? What's your answer response?
This conversation is very deep for me. But I will comment on what Miss D just said. I've been through, I don't even know where to start as far as trauma. But if you know that pain, then you definitely don't want to put that off on anyone else. So I definitely feel like, please don't make an excuse for what you've been through in life and put it off on other people. That is your personal problem. That is your life. That is the card that you were dealt. I do not like when people use experiences that they've been through as a reason up to why they're treating people wrong, like Miss Danielle just said, or basically trying to cover up the fact, like Miss D just said. No, you cannot not try to hurt somebody and then still do it, because technically you knew what you were doing, but you were just like, whatever, all right. I just want to put that out there. So I disagree with what you just said, Miss D, because that's really no excuse. It's no excuse for your behavior, what happened to you happened. That goes for me or anybody else.
Right.
But yeah, what's the question? I'm going to get into it.
Have you experienced trauma, and if so, how did it affect you?
All right. So yes, everyone who's joining us or watching, I have experienced trauma, several occasions. How it affected me, it definitely broke me inside. I don't know how to express my feelings or really show emotions. I basically pushed everything to the back of my head, and it's just like it's gone. Like, I don't think about things. Actually, me thinking about trauma really puts me in a bad mood. And anything that has ever, affected my life in a bad way, I just don't think about it. Whether it's a situation, a person, whatever, I just don't think about it. And me not thinking about it is best for me, because I really can't explain the trauma that I've been through, and I feel like it's so surreal and so bad that I wonder if I try to bring it all out, what will really happen. I guess it's kind of scary.
That is scary.
If y'all get what I'm saying, I don't know what will happen.
I think I understand.
Yeah.
I get what you're trying to say.
But yeah, I have experienced it, and it's really a lot. Miss Lee.
So the answer is yes, I've experienced trauma. A lot of my trauma was, I'll say, early childhood into teenage, early adult years. As far as how did it affect me, I've been through several different types of traumas, so each kind of trauma affected me differently. And of course, when you deal with repetitive trauma, it affects you in a different way, or worse than they did before the previous time, whatever the case may be. But I guess I definitely agree with Ms. Tamika. It definitely broke me inside. A little piece of me broke away each time until I felt like I was left with barely anything.
Right.
At that point, I had to rebuild myself. And that's still an ongoing process, but it definitely broke me inside. I didn't have any self-love, any self-respect. I acted out erratically. I didn't have any control over my emotions, or I didn't know how to properly express how I was feeling, because I did not think that anybody would understand where I was coming from.
Right.
Because they're not in your shoes. And a lot of people feel like, when you express emotions, especially the people that I was around in that time frame, friends, family, whatever the case may be, get over it. You'll be okay. It's not that serious. It's not that deep. A lot of people say that, and they don't realize the weight that those words carry to a person that has been through traumatic experiences in life.
Right. Can I say something really quick?
Yes.
Sorry. I am one of those people who will tell you, oh, okay, or that's nothing, that's not major, that's not big. And I don't do that on purpose. It's just like, honey, that's so minor. What they're telling me, let me rephrase that. In my eyes, right? Because maybe in their eyes it's not that small.
Right.
But in my eyes, it's like, what? Do you not know what I went through? And it's like, that's lightweight. Y'all get what I'm saying? Compared to what I've experienced or went through. So you kind of get angry. I'm going to be honest. I get angry and I get annoyed. Because it's like, do you want to switch places? Let me go through that and let you go through this. And see if you can stand where I'm at today.
Right.
And really go through what I went through. And it's like, I don't want to hear, I don't care. I think it brings a lot of anger to me because of what I had to experience.
Right.
Sorry, it's making me emotional, because it's just like, damn, that's nothing. But if you really want to really go through something or walk in my shoes, I can really show you. So it makes me angry. But I'm not taking away what you said, because it might be major to them, but it makes me so upset inside. It makes me upset.
I think trauma builds character, whether it's good or bad.
Right.
And I also feel like people are built differently.
Yes, they are.
you know, some people honestly can't withstand certain things that other people have occurred or went through, and that would make you angry, or like, why are you telling me this? Like, get
That's
it together.
exactly how I feel.
But I understand that some people, like I said, people are built different, and that may be traumatic to them what they are going through. You know.
Exactly.
I definitely respect that.
So thank you for opening that door for me to start seeing, like, okay, you know, look at it from another view.
Right.
Because you just really open, like, that door. Because it's usually like, I don't care. Like, that's nothing. But really, that whatever might be so huge to them, even though my situation is something way more to me.
Right.
Way more surreal, and
you know, I definitely appreciate you saying that, though, because when I say that, I come from being a child hearing that. Do you get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Right.
Not necessarily an adult. I have heard that as an adult, but as a child, like, I don't feel like there should have been any situation where, as a child, trying to express emotion or feelings or have went through something that my parents didn't know or should have told me that I need to get over it, suck it up, deal with it. Because that's not, I mean, honestly, I just feel like that's not a parent. You know what I'm saying? That's not someone who truly loves you or cares about you in that manner. So I feel like a lot of my trauma was...
You can't handle as an adult hearing that, because it replays back to you, I get it, of how you were treated as a child.
Right.
I get it. It all makes sense.
Triggers flashback.
Right, and that's why, you know, that's something a lot of people don't discuss, is triggers.
Oh my gosh. We definitely doing a show on that. I just want to put that out
triggers, and that's a whole nother, you know, topic. But when someone and I'm gonna say this for anyone, everybody just saying it out, you know, put it out there. When someone expresses to you a trigger, please do not trigger them.
Oh my
that's
goodness.
True, but you know.
Oh my goodness. Please say that again. Play that. Please say that again.
If someone,
I said, run it back.
If someone expresses to you their triggers, please do not trigger them. And I say that to say, a lot of people, when someone says, okay, hey, let's just say gunshots. Gunshots trigger me. Gunshots trigger my anxiety. I get worked up. And then someone that you've expressed that to goes and shoots the gun in the air right beside you, and you say, why would you do that? Why would you do that to me when you know that triggers me?
And can I speak on that too? I say that real quick, Danielle. I say that all the time. If you know someone's trigger, why would you go do that? And then when you do that to me, now that's caused trust issues. I don't trust you. I feel like you're doing that to purposely affect me and harm me. And at that point, now we have a problem. Because I cannot put my trust in somebody who's doing something to me that they know causes me pain. Right. I don't understand. I just would never get that.
Right. And people's triggers are triggered every day, you know. Some people don't express their triggers, but if you close enough to them,
and I'm like,
you should pay attention.
Somebody tell you that it's not a
some
joke.
People are not telling you.
It's not. It's really
because
bad.
they don't feel the need, but you should be able to see if somebody has a trigger if you keep doing something over and over, or you keep triggering and that person just explodes or whatever.
And then when they explode, that person like, oh, like, come on now.
It's not a joke.
This is nothing new to you. Like, they're going to go off or snap because you know what you're doing. And it's not, oh, my bad, I ain't mean it. Like, what do you mean my bad? That could have been my health on the line. And I really, like Miss Lee just said, I really don't take that lightly at all. Especially if you're close to me and you know my triggers, now you're pushing it and we about to have a problem. I just wanted to say that.
That definitely needs to be spoken upon. But yeah, I'm gonna leave that where it lays.
That's a whole.
And I want to reverse back to what you said earlier on how you get mad when people bring smaller situations to you and things.
Who said that?
You.
Yes, I do. Oh my gosh.
I just want to add on to it. I also feel that we as people, we all have our own individual emotions and things like that. But I also feel like we should start being more conscious of people and what other people have went through, that we know that, especially if you know they've been through something, trying to be more conscious about what we say, or like bringing our issues to people as well.
Right, and I feel like you can bring your issues to whoever that you're close to, whatever, whoever that you put your trust in.
Right.
But I just feel like, what? Like, don't come at me on some, I don't know, like it could be something so minor, like, girl, you know, me and my mama just got into an argument and, you know, I want to fight her. Like, no offense.
What?
I don't care. Like, I have really real issues. My mom is gone. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, that's some whole, like, now you playing with fire. I don't care.
Yeah,
that's a whole different, yeah.
Your
like,
mama gone.
You over here talking about you want to fight your mama.
And you talking about you want to fight your mama.
Like,
so you want to fight your
it's
mama
not
when
funny.
you
It's
wishing
actually
that
ignorant.
your mom
and I
is here and you talking about some, you want to basically fight and get rid of yours. Like, yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I
yeah,
just can't. I can't.
do.
I can't.
Right.
But
That's stupid.
it's a lot of stuff that people do, like Miss Lee said, that you know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's.
And I agree. I think that's why it's important to have, you know, I'm not gonna say a variety, but different friends and different people that you can speak with, because that might be a trigger for her, but your other friend might be able to listen to what you're saying.
Right.
But I think it's also important to not put all your baggage on those friends, because they're dealing with their own. You know, they have a loaded shopping cart and then you add yours and then it topples over for them. That can be a lot, but I think it's definitely a balance within relationships, friendships, that, you know, you have to balance everything out. You can't put all your problems on them and then not be willing to listen to their problems and vice versa.
Right.
So yeah.
I love it. I love it. Let's check the comments. Thank you guys for joining us tonight.
Yes.
Like we said, you know, this is a judgment-free zone. Please show love, uplift each other in the comments. And if it's no comments yet, let's keep it rolling. All right, let's get into question number 2.
Okay, question number 2 is,
Thank y'all for joining us. We
Yeah,
love y'all
thank
so
y'all.
much.
yes, what does trauma mean to you? Now repeat that question.
Okay.
Everybody tuning in, what does trauma mean to you?
I'll start this one. Trauma to me means pain. It means emptiness. It means, you know, life lessons. It means possibly change. I'll go into depth with that a little bit, because trauma can really cause you to see things in a total different view that you never even expected.
Definitely.
Trauma to me means a road, basically a road of not knowing what to expect, but basically, I wouldn't really say learning, but basically trying to overcome. There it is, trying to overcome what you have went through and what caused your trauma. It's a lot of things that I could tell you what trauma means to me, but those 6 things, that's really what it is. How y'all feel?
For me, trauma it's like a tug of war.
Oh man, yes it is.
You know, it could be stress, it could be struggle. You don't know which way to go. A tug of war between your mental health, your physical health,
Yes.
your emotional health. Trauma is a lot. Trauma is sickness. It's nauseous. It's migraines. Trauma is a lot. You know, the list goes on of what trauma could be or look like to another individual. Loneliness, like we said, loneliness. Trauma is a lot. Yeah.
Miss D, how you feel?
To me, trauma is something that happens in your life that really either hurts you, scars you, damages you, breaks you, or anything, something that truly affects you deeply, not like your regular pain, but something that's actually deep, that you either carry for years or sometimes possibly for life, and it affects you so greatly and it leaves a mark.
Trauma definitely leaves a mark. That's right, Miss D.
Thank you for
Definitely.
sharing that, Miss D. Miss Lee, how do you feel?
trauma is something that changes you, whether it's good or bad, or for the ugly. Something that chisels away the person you were once before.
Yes.
Right.
Definitely.
That's what I'm saying.
Trauma can be physical, mental, emotional.
Right.
It puts you on a defense mode. You're always in defense 24/7. It definitely leaves a mark, whether it's, not necessarily a physical mark, but a mark that you will always feel.
Right.
Trauma is pain, heartbreak.
It is.
Tears, depression. Trauma is a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, my trauma has definitely made me dislike people. Trauma has definitely made me distant from people and things. Like I said, it changes you and makes you look at things very different. Like things that you was doing last year, you ain't even doing no more because that trauma that messed you up so bad.
Right.
You're turning into a whole new person.
Right.
And sometimes, like Ms. Danielle said, it's for the better, and sometimes it's for the worse. I just want to put that out there because I don't think a lot of people understand that people who really go through like really, really severe trauma, like we really don't mean to go away, but the trauma is so real. We have to take that time to just step back, and I just want to put that out there because a lot of people feel like, if something happened with you or happened in your life, it's, they changed. But a lot of times we don't want to change. It's the cards that we were dealt. It's the experience that we had to go through that pushed us to this level of change. And so we're distant. We don't trust people. We always worry. We always like, nah. That's really how I am since my trauma is like, I have to really pick and choose my battles so much because I know things can go either way. Like Ms. Danielle said, good or bad. And it's just hard talking about this topic for me, honestly. But it's really a good topic and it's helping me heal.
Yeah, definitely a good topic. And like these ladies said, trauma can look many ways. And like they said, trauma definitely changes you. Whether, like we said, it's good or bad. I know a lot of my trauma has made me stronger, but also made me more uglier in the sense of how I carry things. A lot of people which I am. I'm a very upright, sweet, strong-minded, etc. woman, black queen or whatever.
Yes, ma'am.
But a lot of people still see me because honestly, when you still see me and say you truly didn't know me most likely from the beginning, but they still see me as, that Danielle that was this and that. That's old. That Danielle is old and gone.
No,
maybe a little
really
piece, of her may still be there, but 90+% of that is gone. It's a whole new person. So, you either get to know that person or you don't. And honestly, you probably shouldn't if you're on the bad side. So,
right, exactly.
Just keep it real.
And I just want to say something real quick. I just want y'all to understand, nobody is attacking you. Nobody wants to be distant from you. Nobody is looking for anything. They just want that peace, that void that's going to come back. That's it. But they know that it's not. Whatever happened that caused that trauma, they know it's not. Things are different. So they're trying, they in a battle. Like Ms. Danielle said, it's a tug of war you're trying to figure out.
Right. And even if you no longer are looking for that void,
still that peace
it's adapting to change, and other people around you don't know how to adapt to your change. And I think that's a lot of times where the conflict comes in. Because they're not understanding the change that you have now adopted to or whatever in your life.
I will definitely say that when you deal with traumatic things, peace is definitely hard to come by. And I know personally, you know, whatever I had to do to get that peace, I did. Whether it was a temporary peace or it was a permanent peace, whatever made me feel a little bit better, I did. And I needed that. It might have not been the best decision or the right thing to do, but when you're dealing with certain things, you only can play the cards you're dealt, and you can only make the best hand possible with what you have in your hand.
Right.
I definitely think that, like, you know, I definitely agree with you. But peace is extremely hard to come by, and I don't think it should be thrown in anyone's face that, you know, that particular method that this person is trying is it's not wrong. It's just what they're trying to do to be okay. And I think people forget that everyone is going through something. It's not just it's nothing. It's not a personal attack.
Right.
I love it.
Mostly it's not.
All right, let's see. Let's see if we have any comments. If not, we are going to keep rolling, everyone. All right, let's get into it.
All right. So the third question of the night is, what are your 5 stages of trauma from your life's experiences?
I'll go first. My 5 stages of trauma from my personal life experiences, definitely denial. Definitely denial. That's definitely the first one for me. It's hard to accept things that you never seen coming. Okay, that's the hardest thing to accept. Definitely denial. I'm definitely gonna have to. Second is gonna have to be loneliness. Because if that trauma really was that deep, or you know, it was something very close to your heart, it's gonna cause you loneliness, no matter the time, day, whatever.
Right.
Like, you know, I don't speak on a lot of things that I feel or that I'm going through inside. Like, I was with my family. I was with all of them, my family. When was it? It was, anyways, they know, at Golden Corral. And I just really blanked out, and I almost burst into tears because that pain just hit me. And I know I deal with it all the time, but like, I literally was just like blanked out, and I was just feeling nothing but loneliness and empty. And I'm pretty sure they didn't know that until now. So it was just like really hard. Like, as I'm sitting at the table, you know, fake smiling and stuff, inside I'm just, I'm done. I'm broken. So definitely denial and loneliness. Third, I would have to say anger. I've been very angry since my experiences. Honestly, it fucking hurts. It hurts really bad. It causes anger, and I don't want to be angry sometimes, but sometimes it just comes out. I would definitely say, for me, I would say, well, that's the same as denial, avoidance. I would say those are my top 3. It's more that I don't want to like keep thinking too hard. But yeah, definitely loneliness, denial, and anger. Nobody knows. Just because you smiling don't mean shit sweet. Like, that doesn't mean anything.
Right.
I can be smiling around you for a whole 24 hours,
Right.
and you won't even know inside that I'm really breaking down, or I'm really going through it.
Right. True.
And I think the only thing that made me snap out of it the other day is because I was like, I told myself, like, I gotta get my head together because I'm around love, you know? And when you're around love, it really makes you feel so much better.
Right. I agree. Love it.
Thank you.
For me,
Thanks, girl.
For me, some signs of trauma for my personally is reliving things that I've been through. whether it's me thinking about it, or unconsciously or consciously reacting it. Let's see. It used to be anger, but I've worked on that. Definitely used to be loneliness. Y'all know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Used to be that. But I've definitely worked on that as well.
What did you
sadness? Those are some of my top ones that I know I felt doing different traumas, doing a lot of traumas. Yeah.
What did you do to work on your sadness?
Me personally, I just talk about myself all the time. A lot of times I talk about myself with strangers. It's really weird.
It feels good, don't it, though?
Honestly, because they don't really know me on that level.
Mm-hmm.
And you're able to talk about it, get different opinions from people that you're not really that close with, or people that you may not even know. And it to me is a lot. Not gonna say it's a lot better, but in a way it is. That I talk about a lot of stuff more with strangers than I do with my own family. Even though I do talk about stuff, a lot of things I just openly talk about with strangers. Some stuff I still hold in.
Sadness.
Yeah, that's what helped me through a lot of stuff, and just self-reflecting, and like, okay, I need to go ahead and start bettering myself in that area. So just talking, self-reflecting, and yeah.
See, I don't even do that. Like, I don't give myself time to think about it. Like, I just completely erase it because, like, I don't have that time. Yeah, because I feel like every day my life is a challenge. Like, it's ticking. We get 24 hours in a day. Like, I can't spend my time just sitting in that or thinking about it. I just can't. It's like, okay, what's next? What's your next move?
I can't erase my past, so I'm not about to forget it. For me. So I need to think about it in order to help me keep moving from, progressing or whatever until that chapter is closed that I feel like it's closed. So for me, I feel like my past is always a part of me. It may not be in the present, but that helps me maneuver through life until that's closed. Yeah.
Love it.
I had something to say, but I lost my train of thought.
You'll think of it.
I'm going to that. I used to be like that where I had to replay it, but I recently also realized that it wasn't helping. The only thing it caused me to do was keep hurting myself and reliving it and keep basically repeating it and hurting myself.
Yeah, and I definitely feel like with you and Miss Tamika, if that definitely hurts y'all, that y'all maybe that's not the path for y'all to go through and relive the past.
Right.
Everything doesn't work
for her.
Well, I know
but
you just
leaving things away is what's best for
me. And I know basically I'm thinking that's what you're saying that you do now, or you just
I'm learning to do now.
Yeah, and I know that doesn't work for everybody. Some people actually may need to just somehow it be in the unsubconscious world or whatever the case may be. But like I said, for me that helps. But everybody is different, and I think whatever helps you should definitely do. So, but I don't think that keeping it balled in it's going to help, because one day I feel like one day it may be helping now, but one day it's going to all come out, and then it's going to be a whole wreck. That's how I feel.
Miss Diggy, your 5.
I got my train of back. In regards to what you said, Miss Danielle, about like the help of the sadness, I too talk to strangers, or I did, I would say. It definitely feels, I don't know if the word is liberating, but free, because when I was younger, I spent a lot of time online, and I would talk to people, and I just felt the need to just share. And I guess it was because they didn't know me, I didn't know them. I could be whoever, I could say whatever, and how would they know that I was Shania from Virginia? Honestly, that's that's what I did. And it felt, it felt like I had somewhat of a weight lifted off my shoulders. And also in regards to, that sadness, I did things for other people. That's what kind of brought like a little bit of happiness back into my life. That's how I got into like babysitting and stuff like that, because helping other people gave me a sense of happiness. Which is why, I love kids clearly, but that's why I geared to, I hear a baby crying, I'm pick the baby up, because that brings me back to a time where I wasn't happy, and I snuggled with that baby, and it was like I felt, happiness. So I definitely
understand.
It's definitely different, coping mechanisms and dealing with your sadness or your depression. But it's to each his own, and you might go through several, different methods before you find the one that's for you. Now, I do agree with Miss Danielle about bottling things up, but I understand why, you push things and you forget, because that's what's working for you right now. Now, in the future, it might not, but you deal with that once you cross that, line. Because a lot of times when you're dealing with trauma and pain, like I stated earlier, you do what you have to do to be okay, to have that little bit of peace.
Right.
So,
I love it. Miss D, your 5 things.
So, for me, with trauma, some things, the 5 steps is, 1, used to reach out for help, especially as a child, like with family trauma, asking for help or reaching out, trying to seek help. Then anger when I don't get that help or anything like that, or lash out.
Say that again, sorry. Did you say your first one?
Reaching for help, like trying to express it, speaking out, like saying I need help, telling people why, or trying to get that help. Then it's anger, where I don't get it, or people basically like it's whatever and everything, ignoring it. It's anger. Then usually it's trying to, like you said, find that peace, whatever it is. Most of the times it was not always positive peace, it was usually negative peace, any way possible. And then it just basically turned into denial and repeating itself over, being in denial, lying to myself about the situation, and then end up putting myself back in that situation and re-traumatizing and basically doing that circle over again.
Right.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. Definitely.
Miss Lee?
Excuse me, I'm so sorry.
No,
So I would say the question was, what are your 5 stages of trauma from your life's experiences? I would definitely say confusion from the situation I've been through. The blaming myself for asking, why me in the situation, why did this have to happen or occur? Then that's when like the guilt kind of set in, the self-blame, feeling ashamed, and that's when like anxiety starts has set in. And then after that, withdrawing into myself, not really, being around anybody, becoming more depressed. Now I will say this is past tense, but this is the pattern that I had seen. And then I would disconnect from everybody, from all people, disconnect from my emotions, just kind of being there, but not being there, if that makes sense. And then after that, more so love erratic behavior, doing something to fill a void. And then after that, I guess that I would say that's when the loneliness felt, come into play. And that's when I would break down, even further.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
I definitely understand the whole loneliness situation because, you know, wow, everybody's hee hee ha ha, and oh yeah, and then you get home to yourself, and you're in bed and you hit that light switch and you in the dark and those thoughts and everything start hitting you. It's just, yeah. So like Ms. Danielle said, you do deal with this trauma on your own. Yes, you have the support of your family and friends who really love you and really choose to support you, but that trauma is something serious.
Right.
Thank you all.
Yeah.
Crazy enough, most of the time when I hit that lonely spell, for me, I actually preferred that loneliness in my trauma. Like, for some reason, the loneliness was more of a comfort for me.
Of course it was a comfort for you because you've always been lonely. So you're not going to be open to that comfort and all that you never had. Think about what you just said. You're not,
that does make
you're not
sense.
going to be open to that.
Especially if
You've never had that.
comfort, yeah. That's true. I didn't think
When
about
you've been an outcast, and I'm speaking from personal, when you've been an outcast with a person that doesn't necessarily fit in your families or situations puzzle, you're the puzzle, the odd piece out, loneliness does feel like a relief.
like you don't have to deal with them.
You don't have to deal with them, but at the same time, you enjoy that loneliness, but then you're like, damn, like, why can't I fit in with them?
Right.
And then that's when you you're in your mind, and I'm telling you, it's a rabbit hole. You're like, well, why am I not like them? Or why have I had to go through things like this, and why am I not okay, but they are? You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a rabbit hole, trauma, and loneliness. Loneliness can be a good thing and a bad thing. Is basically what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Definitely.
Me personally, I feel like, you know, everybody's trauma experiences are different. Definitely be open-minded. Definitely do not trigger anyone's trauma on purpose.
Right.
Yes, I said on purpose. And I definitely feel like deal with it the best of your ability. Let's chime in. Who's here? We love y'all.
Yes, thank y'all for tuning in.
Hey, Najee girl. She said, "Hey y'all, I love y'all."
Hey, we love you too.
Love you. She said facts.
He looks, by the way, Leia looks so beautiful.
Yes.
Alea look beautiful.
Yeah.
He's so handsome.
Or he's handsome. Which one?
He both.
He's so handsome and he's so
Handsome,
cute.
beautiful,
His
gorgeous,
cute little
cute,
chunky
you know.
self.
Yes.
He's so good.
He's so calm.
Yes.
Chill, laid back.
Yes.
So let's go ahead and get into the last question, everyone. By the way, this is a judgment-free zone. Please comment. Let's heal together.
Right.
Please do not say anything hateful. You will be deleted and blocked. Let's support each other.
Right. Exactly.
So the last question tonight is, can someone truly heal from the depths of trauma? Is trauma life-threatening or a mental disease?
I'll go first. I do think trauma is a mental illness. I'm speaking for myself because it really has me fucked up. Like, there's no sugarcoating for me. Can someone heal from trauma? I think they can, depending on their trauma experience and who they are as an individual. It really depends. Everybody's story is different. Everybody's trauma is different. Can I heal from mine? No. The answer is no. I just really don't see it. Not saying that I'm not willing to give it a try and keep working towards it. But the trauma that I experienced is so
Severe.
yeah, it's so severe. I just know there is no going back from that. So I do want to say, if your trauma can be healed or you can move on from it, please do. That's a beautiful thing for you to be released from, and to not have that heavy on your heart, your mental, or just physical, your whole body. Like, y'all gotta understand this. All this shit connects. Like, for real, everything, mental, emotional, physical. So it's like, even if on your mental, it's cool. Even if on your emotional side, it's cool. Your body is going to show that shit. Trust me, it is. So whether it's going to be one or the other. So, I definitely say, beautiful people, kings and queens, little ones, etc. Please take the time to try to heal and do whatever you need to do to cope with it. Like Miss Shania said, it's several coping mechanisms. Whatever. Yeah. And I just feel like just do what's best for you. I can't say if somebody will heal from trauma. That's not my call. But what I can say is, for me, I'm gonna just keep pushing every day. This was like a really big.
Right. For me, can someone heal from trauma? I say yes and no. Some things you are just stuck with in life, because that's what you say. However, I can say for myself, I have found solace in my trauma. So I have healed to a certain point where I do have some peace.
Yes, that's good.
I say
yes.
some people yes, or some situations yes, but I know I will still always have that until God calls me home. But I would say yes and no for that. And is trauma threatening or mental illness? Trauma can definitely be threatening, because when you're going through trauma, your whole mental, physical, and emotional stage can change. You can go from the healthiest, most vibrant person on earth to the most depressed, sorrowless, in the deep, darkest part of the center of the earth individual. And that comes with being ill mentally, being ill emotionally.
I'm trying to tell you.
Physically. When you are ill mentally and emotionally, you're definitely going to be ill physically. You know, like she said, it's going to show some way, shape, form, fashion. You'll be losing weight or gaining weight, or skin looking all pale, whatever that can happen. But definitely trauma can be all those. Yeah.
I just want to jump in real quick before Miss Lee and Miss D goes. First of all, trauma is definitely life-threatening. The reason why I know that is because with my trauma situation, with one of my trauma situations, all I could think about was suicide. And that's not me, first of all. I don't even think like that. I've never thought like that. It's just that this trauma literally broke me down so bad. It was like all I seen was darkness, like Miss Danielle just said. So definitely, it can really be life-threatening. If you feel like it's getting to that level, definitely seek help.
Reach out to
now,
us.
I know it's a lot of family and friends who think shit is a joke and think shit is sweet. And don't take my cursing for disrespect. I'm just speaking because this is making me angry. Just to let y'all know, I'm learning to speak out loud on my emotions. So it's just making me angry, so that's why I'm cursing. But it's nothing towards anybody on this live. We real and raw, so I'm gonna keep it real raw. But yeah, like, they really think shit's sweet. Like, you tell them you having a bad day, or you tell them like you really dealing with this and that, and some of them will laugh at you. Some will take the shit as a joke or whatever, but it's not a joke. It's not funny. If somebody's telling you that they're going through it, really be there for them that day. Even if you can't be there, ain't nobody saying you got to be there the whole 24 hours, but take, 20 minutes out of your day to check on that person after they done told you what's going on. I mean, come on now. You don't want to, we don't even need to say all that, but y'all get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, you don't want that person to be pushed over the edge and then things go left when you knew you could have been that person and really still have them here on this earth. That's all I'm saying. Like, it can be life-threatening. And even if you're not thinking about that, it could be to the point where you go, do some things you ain't supposed to be doing and hurt yourself. And, the list goes on and on and on. That's all I wanted to say.
Definitely. What would you like to say?
So I definitely think trauma is life-threatening and a mental illness. I mean,
girl, did you say the mental illness part loud enough? Because I agree. Okay,
it's life-threatening
it really
and a mental illness. like certain traumas can ruin a person's entire mental state, especially, and depending on how deep that trauma is, it can really ruin your mental state. And how long that trauma is constantly going on, and that person's strength too, because some people's mental states are fully there to begin with, so you just, certain traumas can really crush it. And like you said, certain traumas, especially depending on what you're going through, and you mixing it with a mental illness
and the
situation.
age that you are.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah.
That is a big part.
That's
too.
really.
And you mix all that together, that causes people to have suicidal thoughts or anything like that, or anything. So I believe it could be either one. And honestly, I believe, yes, someone can heal from trauma, but I don't feel anybody will ever fully be healed. I feel some people will heal more than others, and some people will only heal to an extent and just learn to cope with it. But I feel like once you go through trauma, you will never actually fully heal. A piece of you will still not heal, because like I said, trauma, I feel, always just leaves a certain scar behind, or a piece of you, or anything. So I feel like you just won't ever fully actually heal from trauma.
It's like putting a Band-Aid on cracked concrete.
Wow.
Basically, yeah. Perfect example. And
Also, I want to put this out here, just for the people at home who might feel like, oh wow, you know, I understand where Miss Lee, Miss Wright, Miss Barlow, any of us are coming from. First of all, I was one of those people, let me make this clear. I was like very judgmental at first, you know. You come to me talking about, so you want to do this and that to yourself. I'm like, what is wrong with you? No, I'm being serious. Like, I was really like, what? You weird. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not knowing that ever, like I said, not ever knowing that I would have went through the most traumatic moment in my life that'll put me in that dark place. And then when I experienced it, it was just like, wow. First of all, let me make this clear. I never ever felt that way. I do not feel that way at all to this day. Thank you. I got out of that dark place a long time ago when it happened. I never ever had any depression or anxiety or any issues until I went through this traumatic situation. So I just want to say, for the people who've never experienced that, that's a beautiful thing. I hope you never do, honestly. For the people who are experiencing, there's nothing wrong with you. You're not weird. You don't have a problem. It's gonna be people around you saying, "Oh, you weird. Oh, this and that." But honestly, you're just basically trying to get through that trauma. And you need people that's really gonna not be judgmental and that's really gonna love you. That's the way I look at it. Me personally, I feel like everybody deals with. How did you deal? If y'all don't mind me getting into it before you go, how did y'all deal with it? Mine was just strictly. By the way, this is nothing against anybody believing in whatever religion they believe in. I just want to put that out there too. But mine was just prayer. It was just prayer, and it was just like I just had to I didn't talk to nobody, see nobody, leave the house. Like it was just straight prayer and darkness, like time to myself. That was it. How did y'all slowly start? You know.
For me, it was just my strength.
What did you You mean mental?
Yeah, my mental.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very strong mentally, so that carried me.
And honestly, that's very important too. I know everybody does not have the same strength as others or the same, mindset, but really being strong through your trials and, your most devastating and traumatic moments is very important. But how can we really say that when we don't even know what's going to happen? We don't know what's going to happen today or tomorrow. We can all experience the most traumatic situations that'll really have you weak at the fucking knees. Excuse my language. To the point where it's I've always been strong, but can I really get through this? If y'all get what I'm saying.
And just because I know that I'm mentally strong don't mean I didn't have weak moments.
Right.
Oh, that was very deep. Thank you.
But by me being mentally strong,
you was
to
able
that
to pull
extent,
through.
I'm able to pull through whatever that's thrown at me.
I love it.
Yeah.
What did you two do or start trying to Are you okay, Miss D?
Yeah, I just had a second moment.
All right. Take your moment. This is all, you know.
Well, at first, the first couple of times, I didn't pull through. I was just lucky to basically still, things didn't go the way I planned them to. I'll just leave it at that. And the most recent time was I finally had found something to basically keep me going and keep my mind out of that, and then my ladies helped me pull through it as well. So that's what really helped me.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Shania, are you okay? You look a little sad right now. Are you trying to think?
Yeah, excuse me, I'm just in a different.
Yeah, this is a lot.
Um,
These topics that we talk about are just not only for us to heal, it's for y'all to heal too. And it's stuff that we talk about. It's not always easy. Like, a lot of these conversations are so sacred and uncomfortable. So, but we just want to, like, honestly, not only give more love to everyone, but for everyone to start learning how to heal. You know, even if you can't do it as a group, just individually. Like, it could be somebody watching this now in their bed, in their house, whatever, out, whatever, and they like, I really need to hear this.
Yeah, I think that's what gives me the strength to speak on a lot of things is that someone needs to hear it.
Right.
But in regards to, you said, how did I cope?
How did you, like, slowly start, you know, learning to, I wouldn't say really heal from it, but learning to, like, try to steps to slowly get through it?
I didn't learn. I continued to break myself down till there was no more. I chose to let it consume me. And I made really horrible decisions. I drugged myself and my name through the mud, trying to find that little bit of peace. But it took me really having like a really, really deep breakdown with my best friend. And I just said, I need to be by myself. I just got everything off of me. I literally started from when I was a child all the way up until I believe I was 21. And I just said everything that I had been through was on my mind. And I took a year away from people. No guys, no sex, no alcohol, no nothing. I just took some time to myself. And then after that year, I opened myself back up a little bit and I met Antonio. And that was like a turning point for me. That's when I really felt like I had to do something to better myself, to have, and that he became my peace, my little bit of peace that I had.
Yes, love it. So, I love it, yes. And now I'm just laughing at Miss Danielle. And then I just feel like that's so beautiful.
Why
because
you laughing at me?
Because, like, never mind. We'll talk about that after. But I just love that. I love what everyone said.
Yeah.
How everyone is just slowly starting to move forward and just, you know, I think what's keeping me pushing is that, you know, I gotta hold it down. You feel me? Like, I gotta hold it down. So that's what's keeping me pushing. What's keeping you pushing, Miss A?
You ladies were all the business and finally actually experiencing happiness for the first time in life.
Oh, don't. Oh, gosh, she gonna make me cry. Because y'all already know. If y'all been watching this, I done cried like 10 times. Okay? Whew. Miss Danielle, what's keeping you pushing? We already know. Let's say it. 1, 2, 3. Her voice. We already answered it for her.
Well, definitely that. My voice, you know, Dorian Antonio.
Yes, because he was like, Mama, you didn't shout me out.
Right. Yeah, definitely my boys, and just, you know, wanting to experience life more and explore new avenues. Yeah,
Well, I just
of
want to
course,
let you
being
know
with
you.
these ladies around,
I want to let you know you are exploring,
Yeah.
and baby, you are opening up. Yes, I'm loving it. Yes,
She is.
I don't know what kind of flooring and opening, you know, but okay.
Miss Lee,
Yeah.
you want to go ahead and take the floor?
Oh, my answer?
Yes.
Okay. So I believe that you can try to heal from the traumas that you have experienced. However, that does not mean that you will forget, forgive, or even move on.
Okay, that's true.
You can have flashbacks and certain things or people can trigger you. Me personally, I carry my trauma daily. That's not necessarily a good thing or a bad thing, but it's still there. It doesn't go away.
Quick question: When you carry your trauma daily, is there not a heavy weight on your shoulder? Because I mean, I understand that what some of you ladies are saying that you feel like people don't truly heal all the way, etc.
Yeah, I don't know if they will. I'm just.
But even if you are dealing with that trauma, carrying it every day is a lot. You know,
let me
so like
specify.
how, you know, that's a lot of baggage to carry every day.
You're right. It is.
But
a lot of
sometimes,
that.
do you really have a choice? You get what I'm saying? Like, if it's so traumatic, do you really have a choice?
I think you do. You definitely have a choice.
I don't know.
I feel like
I don't know how to
for me,
answer it.
I feel like for me,
so
for all
deep, you might
mine,
not.
even with losing my loved ones close to me, I have a choice to deal with that every day. I don't have to deal with the sad part of losing them. It can be, I'm thinking about something happy. Like, I think you have a choice of to
But
deal
even
with
a
your
happy,
trauma.
even a happy memory is really.
But it
can
doesn't
really
have
make
to be
you
your trauma.
Trigger the bad
But
side.
for some people, but for me, that's not always the case. Like, I feel like you have a choice to deal with that trauma in a negative aspect every day. You definitely have a choice. That's how I feel.
So let me
I don't think
specify.
that
You have a choice.
you have to deal with that.
So let me.
Well, I just wanted to
specify.
put it out there. I don't know, like I said, if
For
you have a
me,
choice
anyway.
or not. Your trauma or what you went through
Right.
might be so severe that there is no going back. I don't know. I can't answer that. I really hope that everyone can heal. I mean, honestly, like, that would be a beautiful thing around the whole world for everybody to just, you know, but some things are just, it's severe.
But yeah, I feel like you have a choice.
So let me specify and go a little more in depth with that. Like I said, it could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing, either or. But when I say I carry it daily, it's not necessarily like a weight. Because for me, some of the traumas that I've been through, you know, rape or molestation or anything like that, it has caused me to be more vigilant.
Yeah.
In the sense of I pay attention to those that are around me. Like, for instance, I can be in a store and I can see,
that's not a choice.
I can see a young girl with an older guy and I'm like, is that her dad? Or is that her uncle? Or why is he looking at her like that? Or, baby, please pull your shorts down. Or, you know, like that I carry that with me. Or I'm like, you know, I look at certain situations a certain type of way.
Me too. Can I speak?
Yeah.
I want to speak on that too because I don't think a lot of people get it, but I do too. Like, even when you don't want to, Miss Danielle, it hits you. Like, if I see somebody with their mom, like, I can be having a great day, and then I'll see somebody with their mom, and then it's either I'm like smiling about it, and then I go from smiling to like really sad or angry. And it's like, I was not even trying to take it there, but like Miss Shania said, it hits you all the time. And it's like, do I really have a choice to have full control over that, where it's not, you know, I don't know. And by the way, that's not the only trauma I've been through, but that's like the most major, one of my most major traumatic moments in my life. But just like a lot of people they don't know, but it's like the jealousy and the hurt is deep because like you got your mom over here, but I don't.
Right.
So it's like, oh, you know, okay, so I'm low key jealous.
Yeah,
And
you can't
know,
help but to feel that.
Yeah,
Right,
like
right.
so it's like, do you really have that choice?
I definitely think you do. Because
I
I feel
don't-
like, and
I don't
for
choose.
me, I have.
I don't
that
choose
choice.
to be jealous because somebody has their mother.
Right,
I don't
no,
choose
but I
to
feel
see somebody
when
with
you
their
feel
mother
that
and be
emotion,
like,
She's
you have the
she's
choice
dealing
to-
with the product of the trauma that she's been through. And
correct.
also she's dealing with things, you know, which I understand where you're coming from, don't get me wrong, I definitely understand, but she's dealing with things the best way she knows how or to the best of her abilities. And sometimes, you know, we definitely fall short. We fall short all the time, you know. It's not an easy thing to go through life living with trauma that we did not ask for.
Right.
Yes.
You know, you know, and I don't have to say that. I know, you know, we all know we didn't ask for it. It's not something that, you know, we woke up one day and said, yes, I want to experience this. No, hell no. I would never want, you know, anyone to feel that. But we play the cards that we're dealt, and we have to deal with it one way or another. Or we can choose to not deal with it, or we can, you know, there's so many different options, but you know, it's there. It's not going anywhere. It's there. You can heal. You can not heal. You can think about it. You can not think about it. But
It's
there.
everything. Like, look at me. I don't even have children yet. It's like, you know, I don't even want to have children. Like, bring them into this world without my mom being by my side. That's very depressing. That's very stressful. It's a lot of pain. Like, it's so many thoughts that's running through my head just thinking about that. Because I always know what she wanted. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so whether you want, like Miss Lee said, to deal with it, do you even have a choice? I don't know.
I think in some situations you don't, especially depending on how deep that trauma is. I feel everybody's different.
I feel like if you can heal, please do. But, you know, I'm rooting for everybody to get better. You know, let's give more love. Let's uplift each other. And let's slowly try to heal from our traumas and life experiences.
Right.
Well, we'll finish off this question really quick. I feel like, yes, trauma can definitely be life-threatening. Trauma can cause a person to have a mental illness that can in turn cause them to want to harm themselves or end their lives. This could also make them lose interest in caring for themselves, eating, sleeping, bathing, even breathing. So I definitely feel like that trauma is life-threatening.
Yes, it is. Thank you for that, because it's nothing really else to say.
Right.
Let's check the comments. Tonight was very deep.
Yeah.
I just want to say everyone on this couch is very strong. Just to sit on our platform, period, and put everything on the front line, you got to be a strong individual. Let's heal, y'all. Let's heal
Together.
So January said, hey.
Hey.
She also said it can be healed, but may never forget. But always, it doesn't have to hinder you.
Right. I definitely agree. And I
can
think
respect that.
I think that's when I say you have a choice.
Okay.
In that split moment when you're thinking maybe.
So I think your
thought-
wording might have been different, because hers made clear sense. You know, she was
Well, I
basically,
mean,
she was
that have to
basically
be,
saying
right.
it's a difference from hindering and choice. That's two different definitions.
So you're
But
saying
to
you
me,
shouldn't
it's
let
the
that
same.
hold you back from
Well, you
progressing?
definitely shouldn't let that hold you back. Well, yeah, you're right. Hindering and choices, in a way, a sense that I'm saying it versus what Miss January just said. You definitely shouldn't let trauma hold you back. I definitely agree. Now sometimes trauma can be so sent to where at that moment it may be holding you back, but you shouldn't continue to stay in that stance. Like, you need to get up and you need to keep moving. That's how I feel.
I'm gonna be honest.
Or,
but
you know, and keep pushing. You know, at least that's for me.
Right.
You know, that's
So
for me.
I like I said, I always respect, you know, where you're coming from, but it's really not that easy. And you know, I think that comes from your your level of strength that you have and your mental awareness. But for those that may have experiences trauma back to back to back to back, or their age when the trauma happened, or the specific trauma that they've been through, it might not be that easy.
And that's fine.
In their original mental state before any trauma too.
Right.
Yeah, all those definitely do play factors.
But I definitely, like I said, I do understand, your perspective, because some people are able to, how they say, build a bridge and get over it, and others still have to swim through the waters. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So everyone's process is definitely different.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's okay, and I think that a lot of people don't express that. It is okay that your process is different from mine or hers, or any one of these ladies, as long as you're processing, if that makes sense.
Right.
Yes, I love it. I think tonight was definitely it was definitely needed. It was amazing. And honestly, guess what, everyone? I got some healing, like I always do. So I definitely amazing. I love it. So we definitely hope everyone watching that you guys got some healing out of this. Please share this. If you don't want to put it out there, please inbox us. Our inbox is always open.
Definitely.
We're here to support you and uplift you, and we definitely do not mind talking about things behind closed doors to help each other heal. Also, if you know someone who needs to hear any topic that we speak on, please send it to them personally in their inbox or in a text message, whatever. Just share it and send it, because this can really touch someone and help them get to the start of slowly healing.
And if there's something,
I was gonna say also, if you don't want to do that, you could also send them the YouTube link to the video, anything.
And if there is anything that you guys, our viewers and supporters, or someone that wants us to touch base on, we want to talk about things that matter to you. We want to heal those in other areas if at all possible. It might be something that us ladies need to work on or hear or heal. So please, if you have anything, topics or things that you want to discuss, please feel free to inbox us, comment on this live. We're always open to discussing things that matter to our viewers and supporters.
Yes, we are. We love y'all. And I just want to say, don't ever forget that you matter. Don't forget you matter. We love y'all, kings and queens. And as we always say, hashtag kicking it raw, hashtag raw, hashtag real authentic women. We out.
Happy Sunday. You got it.
Was